Today we are going to do a different kind of video. We are going to take a look and compare the different kinds of cable that you can get for your IEMs. So we are going to compare the 6-core cable, 8-core cable and a 16-core cable. So let's start. We get started with the video. As always guys, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. Also, if you have any question or comments or feedback, please leave a comment down below. I read them all and I always answer them or give a heart. Anyways, let's get started. As I said, we're going to take a look at different types of cables that you can get for IEM. Specifically, let's say the three main types of cable that you can get. The main three weavings, braidings, let's say. So let's start with the most basic cable, which is the 6-core cable. This is the stock cable that came with my BK4s, which I really love. And the only thing that I said in my video about the BK4 is that this cable doesn't feel the greatest, nor the IEM, but we are going to focus on the cable. So yeah, as you can see, the braiding is very basic. It's a really soft cable, I should mention, really thin, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. To fork, we are going to talk about it. You can see here on the upper part of the cable, this kind of braiding is super thin. I mean, it's one of the things that I don't like about this cable. You have a mic, and we have the memory ear hooks over here, which are super soft, which I really like. So yeah, I would say that the 6-core cable is, let's say acceptable for this. If you are buying budget IEMs and you get this cable, I mean, you couldn't ask for anything else. Let's say $10, $12. This is a good cable for the price. But if you want to upgrade, that's where the 8-core cable comes in. So these are my CSM Pros, which have been my daily drivers for the last year or so. I mean, I really like the sound. Some people say that is sibilant or not as detailed, but yeah, I like it. I really love the bass. So yeah, this is the 8-core cable, and as you can see, it is a thicker braiding weaving that with the 6-core. Also, I mean, this connector is just overkill. It's super big. One thing that I should mention about the 8-core cable is that it's super soft, almost too soft, let's say. So if you prefer, let's say, a more rigid feeling cable, this might not be for you. Let's see, here we have the fork. Here we have the upper part of the cable. Please focus. As you can see, it's a thicker braiding. The memory ear hook, which is stiffer than with the 6-core cable, and the connector, which you can get in this type of connector, the straight connector, and the MMCX connector. So yeah guys, I forgot to mention that there is no real difference between the 0.75 and 0.78 sizes of connectors. With the 0.78 you might get a tighter fit, so if you don't want to damage your IEM, take that into consideration. So yeah, if you want to go even further beyond, that's where the 16-core cable comes in. So I should mention that this is kind of like a sneak peek of my next video, but yeah, this is a 16-core cable, and I don't have words to describe how good this cable is. I mean, it's really good. Here you have, well, I should mention this is the 16-core cable from TRN, really good cable. And here we have some carbon fiber kind of design, really nice. And here we start with the braiding. The color is not my favorite. It's kind of a silverish, copperish brown. I mean, it's certainly better than the KC brown, that weird brown that you get with the stock KC cables. But anyways, see, as you can see, this braiding is crazy thick, like dummy thick. It's a really good cable. Here we have the fork, divider. I don't know how to call it, but yeah, it's made of I think hard plastic. It looks good. I really love the black color. Here we have an organizer, a little bit, super nice. And as you can see here, just look at the thickness of this braiding. It's ridiculous. And over here we have the connectors. This is an MMCX connector, and these are my new contestants for my daily drivers, the Tiandirene, I don't know how to pronounce it, the Tiandirene TDO2, I think. Review coming soon. So yeah, this is the 16 core cable. Now that we have taken a look at all of the cables available, well, the mainstream cables available, let's compare them and determine which is the best for you. A little bit more in depth about each cable, starting with the 6 core. So for the cons, it's a little bit cheap feeling, you know, this is like 90% of the stock cables that you will get with IEMs. Also, it feels a little bit too thin for my preferences. Also, the braiding, the weaving, this little thing here is not the greatest. I mean, it feels really tight, which worries me because with cold, I think this cable would get very stiff and could break. But you know, it might be nitpicking, but yeah, the braiding for me is not the greatest. And also the material itself is not the greatest. It's not very premium feeling, especially in the upper part of the cable here. Yeah, this is super thin. You can see there are just these two cables and that's it. So yeah. So now for the pros, it's actually really lightweight. That is one of the most let's say redeeming aspects of this cable. Super lightweight. Also, it is super cheap. You can get a 6 core cable for like $5 or something like that. It is really cheap. Don't quote me on that. I don't remember the prices. I will put price over here along with the cons and pros and all of that. The quality is really good for the price, as always with all of these budget things. So you are getting what you pay for and a little bit more. And also it is easily available. You can type 6 core cable on Aliexpress and you will get thousands of results. So yeah, this is the 6 core cable. If you aren't happy with the 6 core cable, this is what you would get next, the 8 core cable. For the cons of the 8 core cable, it might be a little bit too soft for some people. It's a really soft cable, but yeah, the softness might be something that would deter people. Also, it's not as cheap as the 6 core, but I mean it's not crazy expensive, but yeah, this is more like an investment if you don't like the 6 core and you have the budget to upgrade your cable. It doesn't have a mic. I think that a lot of 8 core cables don't have a mic, so if a mic is a must-have for you, yeah, I'm sure that there is some 8 core cable with a mic out there, but it is really hard to find one. And this is more of a personal thing, but the plug itself is a little bit too big for me. You know, this feels really heavy, and yeah, so this is the 8 core cable. But what if you want more? That's where the 16 core cable comes into play. For the cons, it's really heavy. It is one of the heaviest cables that I've held so far. Also, it might be a little bit of an overkill. Let me show you what I mean by that. These are my MoxPad X9, another pair of great budget IEMs that have an MMCX connector. And well, this is what I mean by overkill. Yeah, this cable is too much for these little plastic IEMs. So really, if you are into looks, this cable is better suited for, you know, more heavy looking, heavy feeling IEMs, kind of like the CSM Pros and all of that. The Tiandirene looks amazing with this, but you know, for more budget IEMs, this cable might be a little bit overkill in the sense that the cable itself is heavier than the IEM. That is somewhat expensive, you know. Again, it's an investment. If you aren't happy with the 8-core, this is what you would buy next. Again, another investment, but if you're happy with the 8-core, there is no need to upgrade to this. And again, just as the 8-core, this doesn't have cable at all. And now for the pros. This is the most heavy duty and most reassuring cable that I've held. Well, it really feels resistant. So yeah guys, that would be pretty much it for this video. I think this would be a quicker video than I'm used to doing. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video to sort of like a buyer's guide, like a beginner kind of IEM guide. But anyways, final thoughts. If you're happy with your 6-core cable or your stock cable that came with your IEMs, then there is no need to buy a more expensive cable. But if you want a nicer cable, then you should go for the 8-core. I think this is the best cable that you can buy. I mean, not this cable in specific, but whichever 8-core cable. But if you really want to go like super overkill, then go for your 16-core cable, which I would recommend buying for, you know, more high-end IEMs, kind of like very expensive IEMs that look good but don't have a nice cable. This cable is super nice, but yeah, it's super overkill for any normal IEM. Okay guys, that would be pretty much it. If you are interested in buying whichever of these cables, I will have links in the description for Aliexpress shops and all of that. I will try to find Amazon links if you prefer Amazon. So yeah, stay tuned for the review of the TND Rene TDO2. And well, if you have any questions or anything like that, please comment down below. Again, consider subscribing, give it a video a thumbs up, support the channel via Coffee. I will have links for all of that in the description. So, see you in the next review. Bye.